I'm about to flip the script, flip the switch, magic trick, watch this, watch this. I'm about to make you trip, make you glitch, camera click, watch this, watch this. I put it like gold, check out the view, out with the old, and in with the new. I'm in my new era, I'm better in my new era, I'm better in my new era.
Hello and a very good evening to you. Northampton on a Friday night. Once the domain of the tanners and the cobblers that made this town famous, pulling down the shutters on the working week as early as possible and seeking out various forms of evening revelry. And given the way Northampton's shoe industry has endured, I dare say there's plenty of that still going on tonight. But what's also going on are players from both Loughborough Lightning and Harlequins, those with dual careers, those studying for degrees, making their excuses to sympathetic employers and lecturers alike, and making their way to the Cinch Stadium and Franklin's Gardens tonight to play in the best women's rugby league in the world, the PWR. Welcome to the start of your rugby weekend. Welcome to round 14. And here we are. Round 14 is, of course, a repeat of round 1. Now, if you cast your mind back to October and the start of the season, Loughborough Lightning went down to the Twickenham Stoop and it was a 94-point affair, which Quins won in the end by 10 points. Will we see a repeat of that much enterprise tonight? We shall see. Now, tonight I'm joined by Loughborough Lightning's Ellis Martin, and you may have noticed, I'm sure, out there that Ellis is sporting a slightly different top tonight for the Wallaroos. Ellis, talk us through what this is about and what the team are doing tonight behind your shirt selection.
Yeah, so we have a social this evening. It's a jersey social, so I thought, what a brilliant time to represent some female rugby players. This is Tiarna Malloy's jersey from 2024 WXV2, I believe. So yeah, I thought, why not wear it tonight and support the gals.
Well, those of you watching in Australia, if you know Tiarna Malloy, get her on the stream, tell her about tonight. Ellis is representing her shirt today, 2 years on there. So that's how your night's going to end, with a nice social, Ellis. It's going to begin, of course, for your teammates with some blood and thunder on the pitch. This is a big game for Loughborough Lightning and for Quins in that race for fourth.
Oh, 100%. Look, I think this is going to be a brilliant game. I think it's going to be really, really tight. It was last time. I know the scoreline doesn't quite show how tight it was, but it was an unbelievable contest and they're very evenly matched, so I'm looking forward to it.
This is the curtain raiser for this week's action. There's other matches taking place across the weekend. We'd love to mark your card for those as well, because there's some really big ones. Tomorrow, Exeter Chiefs hosting Trailfinders and aiming to do the double on Trailfinders after beating them in round 1. That's an important match in the context of the race for the playoffs. Leicester Tigers hosting the Sale Sharks. That might be a challenge for them, but it might be an opportunity too, because Sharks are running hot, but Tigers aiming to get their first victory of the season. Can they do it against the Sharks? And on Sunday, on TNT Sports at 12:30, Saracens facing Gloucester Hartpury. Those two vying for top position this season, and they do certainly seem to be the runaways. They will be hosting almost definitely a home semi-final in some way. Everyone else is trying to cling on to their coattails. Well, we've got a lovely view for tonight, but we heard from the coaches down pitch side a little bit earlier. Nathan Smith for Loughborough Lightning and Ross Chisholm for Harlequins. Here's what they had to say.
Nathan, you've lost your last 3 in the PWR, but the last 2 have been close, and you're on record saying that you feel like the big pieces are there for the team. It's just the little bits that need to change. What are those little bits?
Yeah, we've spoken a little bit about it this week. Like we obviously was in a strong position coming into half time at Sale and similar at Bristol, so it's just a case of creating that environment where we're learning around managing a game, and also then how do we manage those momentum swings within a game. So certainly after half time Sale came out and were really good for 10 minutes, and could we have done more to quell their momentum? And also similar with Bristol, when it was around about 60-65 minute mark, was the leadership decisions on pitch decisions that we could make to affect the momentum positively for us. I think the big bits we've done really well with in terms of the rugby and then the athletic development is probably that piece around the experience piece, which we're learning on the job. But I said to the girls after the Sale game, it's you know, as long as we learn from it, that's the main thing.
Well, if it goes well tonight, you're going to throw yourself right back into the race for the top 4. Massive opportunity that. If this one passes you by, though, the season might take a different turn. It feels like a turning point, man.
Yeah, like we won't be. We're not focusing on that top 4 piece currently. We just want to put an 80-minute performance together, and then what result comes off of the back of that comes off the back of it. But we've let teams back in. We've not finished the job. Main thing tonight is we impose our performance for 80 minutes and see what happens at the end of that.
Well, best of luck on home turf. It's set to be quite an occasion.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Ross, in the fight for 4th place and even 3rd in the PWR this season, this match is a big one. What's the feeling coming into it?
Excitement, to be honest. And look, we reviewed last week pretty hard. We felt we gave ourselves the opportunity to win it, but the 2 sort of 5-10 minute periods before and after half time killed us. We were right in the game up until that point, I felt, and we did some really good stuff in that 3rd quarter in particular. We really let ourselves down in that. So that was sort of our review from the week, and then it was like, well, the challenge coming up is Loughborough, who will be a similar side with some really great players. Sadia and Alif are world class in their side. So look, it's another exciting opportunity, and it's always good to play at Franklin's Gardens as well.
Under the lights, rematch of the first round of the season. Can we expect 90 points plus again?
Oh, who knows? I think myself and our defence coach will be hoping it's not. But look, they're clearly a very good side who play a really good attacking brand of rugby. They have some really nice shape of 10. Helena Rowland back in the side as well. He's got a really nice ball playing game. So look, we've got to respect what they do, and also we've got our style that we want to try and implement today. So look, it should be a good game.
Ellie Kildunn coming back into the side to start, and she mentioned this week that you've been looking at small things that you can change, 3 of them in particular. Would you let us inside the camp and tell us what those are?
Yeah, look, we spoke about preparations, really important in the week, particularly in a short turnaround week, so you only really get a proper 2-day training sessions in the week, because last night is quite relaxed. So preparation was really important, like the intensity at which we play and which we train. We felt, as I said, we let ourselves down in that Sarries 3rd quarter. And then just take no talent, like winning those battles was going to be really important today. It's important every week, but again, when you're in really tough games, you're trying to beat your opposite number in those elements.
Okay, Ross, well, best of luck. We look forward to watching you play tonight.
Brilliant, thank you.
Well, let's have a look at who Ross and Nathan have selected to start for Loughborough Lighton. There's been a couple of changes. Helen Nelson broke her nose against Sale last weekend, so we send her our best. In her stead, Bilal Matai Tonga goes to fullback. Fancy Bermudez comes in on the right-hand wing as well. And at number 7, Sadia Kabea is back. She last played against Bristol on the 23rd of February. She's at number 7, and captain, of course, Daisy Hibbert-Jones, next to her on the flank. As Quins run out, there's just a little bit of tinkering as well from Quins to deal with. Ellie Kildunn, she is starting once more, and my goodness, how Quins have missed her magic while she's been away. Claudia Pena moves from the outside centre channel to number 14 tonight to make space for Langi Tuima, who brings her experience and her devilish footwork into the number 12 channel. In the pack, Liana Mikaeli too is playing just one of her last matches for Quins before she returns to New Zealand to join up with her team for the Pack 4 competition. She is wearing 6. Jade Conkle in the heart of things at number 5, of course, the captain. So Ellie Kildunn back in the famous quarters, which are pink tonight, of course, and it's great to see her in action. It always is great to see Kildunn in force and rest a little bit, maybe on form tonight. Quins will certainly be hoping so. For Loughborough Lightning, Helena Rowland is the big draw that is going to pull the strings tonight. After 54 weeks away, she made her comeback for Lightning last weekend. Wasn't on the score sheet herself, but she made some shapes over her 65 minutes that made things look very exciting indeed for this run-in towards the playoffs for Loughborough. Is the ideal timing for Rowland to come into the PWR stage and create who knows, untold magical moments that she's done plenty of times in the past in Loughborough colours. She last played here for England against Samoa in the Rugby World Cup. She was wearing 10 for England that day. She scored 27 points, including a try. Now back under the lights at the Cinch Stadium, and Quins, well, they perform well in nighttime games typically. Their last against Trailfinders. They won that at the death at the start of this year. Haven't won since. And a kick downfield from Cromack. Fielded by Fancy Bermudez, who's into the action at 14. And Young starting at loosehead prop tonight. Liz Maud feeds Rowlands. Alev Kelter bundling through tackles, and all plans to try and stop Kelter, which every team draws up, starting to look a little silly just after her first carry of the match. Maud. Hainiala Latui, who continues her season of destruction tonight. Good counter ruck from Wafer. And that's caused Liz Maud big problems. Ives Campion has to go back and tidy it up. Rowland kicks this high. One for Wescombe Evans to chase. She's got it back brilliantly. Morale following on to sweep up the crumbs. Then Latui. No time for Wafer to line her up, so Latui does make yards again. Matai Tonga. Kelter. She'll straighten the line here, Alev Kelter. Switching on the end with Bermudez, who gives a big bump into Quinn's ranks. Nearly up to the 22. Rowland with front football. Ives Campion, a try scorer last weekend for the first time this season. Now the forwards nipping round the corner, but a crossing just unfortunate as Loughborough get their line slightly wrong.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there. I think Anne was coming in for the tip from CB and unfortunately just got in the way. What a time, though, to be able to talk about Alev Kelter. Only had the ball twice and she's already beaten a ridiculous number of defenders. I can't wait to see what she gets up to for the rest of the game.
Well, coming into this match, and of course the statistic has moved on now already, but she's beaten 73 this season defenders across the course of the rounds that she's played in. Now that's 24 more defenders than anybody else has beaten, so she's essentially stepped her way around or run through an entire extra team more than anybody else has managed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she eats in the morning.
Just keeps on performing, doesn't she? Cromack, not the kind of ball that she wants or needs, and not the kind of error that Quins need either. Lightning G'd up by that for the first scrum of the match.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a game that's going to be won in the minutiae of the games, the lineouts and the scrums, so it's really interesting to see this first scrum of the game who
balance and stability, please.
So Liz Maud feeding the front row of Anne Young, Catherine Tredder, Christine Belisle. They are sewed in by Hibbert Jones. Maud picks it away. Rowlands, a couple of steps forward, and then Morale. Lovely shape to this. Maud is the player wrapping around, and Wescombe Evans slices through Quins for the first time tonight. Ball goes to the floor, but it's gone backwards. Wescombe Evans all too easily slipping through the Quins ranks. And the rearranging of numbers begins again, and it's the blindside option. Maud. Rowlands, flat passed into the hands of Rachel Orecki. Rowlands with more space here. Kelter. Hibbert Jones finds herself on the edge, gets it to Kelter, who takes on one and is taken down by one. Reaching it for Rowland. That gives Quins a chance to line up those in Loughborough colours. Penalty for offside.
This is definitely not an area of the pitch that you want to be giving away penalties. Definitely gives your other team an opportunity to put a really good platform in attack.
the line, please, Chris.
And Ellis, at the top end of all rugby, if teams get to within 5 metres, the opposition will be thinking, we're not going to get away with this lightly here. Let's see if Loughborough can be in that bracket with their first line out of the match. Ives Campion rises highest.
Number 3, obstruction, goes in front, doesn't bind onto the lift.
Christine Ballard gives away the penalty. Ellis, can you talk us through why that was given?
Yeah, so unfortunately Christine's just stepped in front of the jumper, and it means that they are unplayable by the opposition, leading to a penalty there. They're going to be really disappointed with that. That would have been a brilliant opportunity to get the first score on the board.
So Connie Powell's first line out of the night. Made her comeback from injury last weekend and was in good form with Quins' line out. 8 from 10. Quins' line out with the most success in the league. And it starts well tonight. Michaeli 2 rises, and Aoife Wafer hits another gear as she sees the defensive line was standing off. Cromack. Wescombe Evans. Matai Tonga in for Helen Nelson. Tonight's third start at fullback of the season for the American. Carmela Morale. Industrious inside centre, who really is the foil to everything that Alev Kelter does brilliantly. So often Morale has a hand in setting her up. Another contestable from Helena Rowland. She is such a varied kicker of the ball, but she's seeking the up and unders early on. Emma Swords, third start at scrum half for Quins' scrum half tonight. Third in a row since Lucy Packer was injured. Swords' kick is well watched.
No. Good call.
But Loughborough can start again in this middle third of the pitch. Morale, Matai Tonga. Sees some space, but Quins rapidly close it down. And on the floor, the error made.
That was a wonderfully timed kick on that tackle on that kick, wasn't it? She waited perfectly for Sadia just to hit the ground, and then she was right forward for that tackle.
Okay. If you can stay square, don't drive up, stay flat from there, okay?
I think this will be it'll be interesting to see how these scrums play out through the game. I don't think either team have a particularly scrum first mindset. All season they've had 9 penalties total, which is actually really low. So it'll be interesting to see how that battle goes in the remainder of the game.
Good scrum from Lightning, but Swords has it, and Kildun now has it, and Claudia Pena's going after this. But it beats everybody.
Do you think there was a hand to that from Bo there? I'm not sure. No, the referees judged that there wasn't, so I must have made that up, thank God. I think she just managed to pull it away right in time, didn't she?
So it is Lightning line out. Hibbert Jones claims it, but the referee has blown his whistle.
Outside arm, there is a competition to close in there. Not straight.
Yes, he's just said there was competition, and it's a new rule this season that essentially if no one competes, it doesn't matter that it's not straight, but you can see there that Quinn's got up next to them and they were just unable to get the ball, so the referees called it not straight. Powell
with the line out. to the middle, and McIntosh is the one that claims it. Powell switches with Pena, who charges into a defender. She is in the mood again tonight, it seems, Claudia Pena, for contact and for that one-on-one challenge. Powell comes quickly round the corner. Swords, good speed on this from Harlequins. Conkle. Swords just lifts it into Zara Green's hands. And the pace is being kept as high as they can, but now Lightning starting to slow things down at the breakdown, and Sadia Cabello will be responsible in some way for that. She just pops up after that last ruck.
Offside, guards 2.
Michaeli 2. Quins with an advantage. Conkle slips it inside.
Offside. In front. Start the ruck is moved and you're in front of the back foot. Offside. 2 pairs.
As I said, almost in the exact converse earlier, this is not somewhere you want to be giving away penalties, especially not offside. I think that's one that they would call a coach killer. It's just completely avoidable, isn't it?
Quins' turn to see if from 5 metres they can apply some set-piece perfection. They take it down. Powell gets it at the back. And she carefully makes sure her fellow forwards are lightening the way forward. That's lovely feet from Freya Orkin. And Conkle is set up here to pick and go. And then the next wave comes. Lightning having to put all the resources on the line because Quins are asking all sorts of questions.
Use the line.
The next pick and go, Cabella is closing that door. The pink jerseys coalesce.
Hands up on the line.
And they're half a metre away. Emma Swords leaves it to Tuima. Lovely disguise on the pass. Ellie Kildunn comes into the play, and that means a 5-pointer. Home and dry. Ellie Kildunn scores to light up the Cinch Stadium on Friday night. They've missed her magic, have the famous quarters. They've got it back, and she delivers again.
Yeah, we said earlier this game's going to be the minutiae, didn't we? And like that maul was brilliant. They got a really great front foot from that, and obviously you know who's going to finish it every single time, don't you? I think you can certainly tell as well from the last few minutes of the game that the top 7 carriers in the league, top 10, 7 of them are from these 2 teams.
Yeah, it's an incredible statistic. 3 from Quins, 4 from Loughborough. So Rowland goes to the right, and Quins from the restart, and Sarah Parry not claiming that.
I'm really happy she's still got a smile on her face after that, because you know what, that is a really scary thing, and she's gone for a big reach there, which is really, I don't know the word, brave. So I'm glad she's walked away with that, with a smile on her face, as she should.
Given Lightning this chance to occupy the red zone of Harlequins. Deliver one of their starter plays. Let's see what they've got and what they've been working on this week. Maud. Rowland, Kelter takes it to the line. Morale now chips through. Westcombe Evans goes shooting after this.
I thought she was maybe going to get a lucky bounce there, but unfortunately no, it's just gone straight out. That was a very flat, fast kick from Carmela there.
not much action in the middle of the pitch. It's end to end. 5 metre line out again now. But this time it's for Quins. Maybe Lightning can spoil. Taken at the front though. Quins line out as sturdy as ever in these early stages. Wafer. Always reliable in those kind of situations. Wescombe Evans can't quite take it. What a well-judged angle from Ella Cromack.
Absolutely, that is not an easy kick to make with 3 or 4 players chasing after you at top speed. So that was absolutely brilliant from Ella.
Up against Zoe Harrison last weekend. England's incumbent at number 10, and now against another England number 10 in Helena Rowland. She's an England under 21 herself, Ella Cromack. So no doubt relishing this challenge. Miss pass, which almost picked off by Tuima. Rowland, Matai Tonga. Now Bermudez. The definition of the big don't argue that fend. And Young. Maud. Zip on the pass from Lightning scrum half. That was all too telegraphed though from Ives Campion. Into contact. Quins doing a good job of shutting down Lightning behind the gain line. So Helena Rowland has to come up with something else, and Wescombe Evans and Hibbert Jones are after this. Cromack claims it well.
Stay on.
And the Swords. Never knowingly under-organised outsider near the ruck is Quins' scrum half.
Use it.
And the box kick is one for Rowland to come forward. She doesn't hit it first time though. Conkle is onto her.
Tackle!
Lightning get it back quickly, and there's even numbers here, but little space to work in. Pena is getting in on the ball to rip. Rowland
Hold in front.
kicks long this time. And Cromack chooses not to kick long. Kildun does instead.
Keep going. That's backwards and inside this one too.
Kildun has charged it down with her foot, and Lightning will get the line out, but it's a good chase from the World Player of the Year last term.
I do think Ellie could have maybe just teleported there. I'm not sure how she got from her own 22 to right in front of Helena that quickly. That was insane.
Powell taking it at the back.
She's out of the way. Ball's here.
Conkle the first option. They'll miss her offering that when she retires at the end of the season. Jade Conkle. Tuima. Miss pass, and Pena weaving her way through the African violet jerseys. Kildun tries to cut back, but it's a stitch which is holding firm. Cromack really on the front foot here. Drops it to the floor though. Does like that speculative offload at times. Stella Cromack. Michaeli too. Cromack with so many options here. Quins' shape is there at every option for Cromack and for Pena, and she'll charge into that 5 metre channel. Swords. Keeping the pace high. Onto that was Zara Green. And now these phases are starting to tell. Lightning's defensive line a little ragged as it comes up. But Daisy Hibbert-Jones has come away with it. The captain snaffles it on the floor, relieving all pressure for Loughborough. Timely intervention, just what she needs to do for her team, and Wescombe Evans will take over here. Wescombe Evans against Orcan, now Kildun. She dabs it through for herself, Bo Wescombe Evans. Feet taken in the end, Wafers there. She places it back. Liz Maud is going to run this all the way in for Lightning. It's a breakout of the highest quality. A1 from Loughborough Lightning.
Look, I know we say rugby's a team sport, but that was Bo Westcombe-Evans all day. That was absolutely phenomenal from her. Not only did I not think she was going to collect her own kick, but I did then also think she wasn't going to get back off the ground. She wasn't going to get the ball back, and yet again she did it. Absolutely brilliant from her. Not to forget, obviously, the smuggle here from Daisy Hibbert-Jones, Captain Fantastic. She's definitely started that off, to give her the credit. First impossible feat here. Second impossible feat here as she manages to place the ball back and not get it stolen. Third impossible feat, Liz Maud finishes it off. Absolutely incredible. That's her Sevens days showing out there.
Rowland's radar just a little off. So 7 points to 5. Quins lead. Lightning at Franklin's Gardens. So Liz Maud with a lung-bursting role to play in that and then running it in. Fancy Bermudez picks that up.
Clear release, Queens, let it go.
Maud, Matai Tonga.
Tackle there, please.
Matai Tonga at first receiver. Gives Rowland more space to work with. The morale eating up the meters. Westcombe-Evans again. Pena doesn't take Westcombe-Evans down. Catherine Tredder. Rowland taking it to the line and then making that decision a little later on. Now she'll drop back. Kicks long and Kildun has fielded it well. Kildun takes on Cabella. A little step around and Lightning get to grips with Quins' magician at the back. McIntosh. Conkle, nice pass to Powell.
Counter is fine. No, play on. Hold in
Krynak.
front.
And Rowland hasn't fielded that again and she has to hack it forward. Already bearing the scars of battle, Helena Rowland
No, you're fine.
in her comeback at home at Franklin's Gardens. The last time she played here in Loughborough Lightning colours, she won the match with a drop goal in the last few minutes against Trailfinders. I'm sure Lightning fans will remember that very fondly. That was the last match of the season last year. Last match of the season took place in February in 2025. We're in March now and we've got another 4 rounds to go. The final in June. It is a very different type of season this year. By the time Lightning reach the final, Ellis Martin, you'll be back from your injury as well, so you'll be able to play.
100%. Can't wait for it. Got it penciled in my diary already.
Set.
Well, Lightning have got a job to do to get to that final, of course, Ellis. They need you back before then, I think. It's 8th at the moment in the league. Quins in the driving seat with those positions, but they need to win this match. They're doing everything they can to get off to a good start, but Loughborough Lightning making their way forward again, and Westcombe-Evans is seeing so much of the ball and picking off defenders for fun.
I think she's going after Alev's stat there, and most defenders beaten, isn't she, in one game possibly.
Latui, she tops carrying stats for the PWR by a long, long way. Haniala Latui. Matai Tonga's dropped this in a dangerous position. Tuima's lurking, as she likes to do. Bermudez, one-woman ruck to fend off those Harlequin Raiders. Does it well. The Canadian international, really well for a winger. but a sevens specialist, so rucking very much part of her repertoire.
Yeah, referees are being really hot on this now. If there's any sort of kick and another player tries to block them out of the way, they're going straight for the whistle, which is fair enough. You can see there, I think is it Zara Green tries to come through, or someone else, but I think Rachel steps across there.
It is a fascinating matchup, this one, Alice, because a win for either team really gives them so much to build off in the next next two matches after this, before the Six Nations break. Both have lost the last three. They both really need a win. Quins get it again. Powell hunting for it. Now she has it under her thumb, and she keeps her body position. Can see the line now, Connie Powell. Lightning pour in replacements to shut that down. Tweema, such a good stepper close to the line. Conkle prefers a different way forward, and she knocks a player out the way.
Back foot!
Michaeli too. Plays it back well. Wafer can go really low from this kind of position, and she thinks about placing it, doesn't give it. Here's Conkle, and there's only one way this is going to end. Quins are over. Conkle from close range, and she does it again.
No, because it's just one player goes around, the ball's still in the air at the back of the wall. I just don't want it to be, it's not your fault, it's all happening again. Okay?
I'm not surprised that Jade Conkle-Roberts has managed to get her name on the team sheet. The amount that she carries in game and with such ferocity, it's definitely a loss to the game that she's retiring this year, because there's no stopping her at that range, is there? I certainly wouldn't be. Obviously got to mention the efforts of Aoife Wafer as well in there. I think she's one of the very few players who managed to get about 1 million dominant collisions each game. So, yeah, you can definitely see that in there, can't you?
It's like knowing you've got the last two winning hands in a game of cards. You can play one and you might win it first time, but if you don't, you've got the second.
It's absurd luck to have both of them in one team, isn't it? I will say this was very well stopped by Loughborough. It looked a bit messy, a bit chaotic, but then Quins did very well. Recycled ball, got it out, back to their carriers, and dotted over.
That's all right, no worries. Just for 10 seconds while she gets back.
But Alice, she says it's the feeling after matches that she's struggling with. That's leading her towards that retirement, and waking up after the kind of shift she puts in, especially, it's not getting any easier for her.
No wonder she feels like that. The amount of times she runs into people probably feels a bit like getting hit by a bus.
Powell.
Tackle!
She's really putting herself about the hooker. Michaeli too.
Hold.
Cromack.
Wait.
Matai Tonga. Hainiala Latui at high velocity. Maud, comfortable front foot ball after a Latui carry. Morale, nice switch to Bermudez. She is stepping through the tacklers at the moment. Matai Tonga. Loughborough really do look a more dangerous outfit when Matai Tonga gets more and more touches on the ball. She's so unpredictable, and they're using her at first receiver. It's really smart play, and bursting through the gap now goes Belial. Pena is doing her best to slow the ball down.
Who doesn't love to see a front row with a bit of space in front of them? That is a sight I love to see personally. Great ball from Rachel Arecki there. She just spots that space on her inside. The defenders come too high, and Christine's in the right place in the right time.
Starting ahead of May Sangapolu today, and really making those minutes count.
Absolutely, and I know she's retiring from club rugby this season as well, so not only do they count to be starting, but obviously she knows she's done. She can do whatever she wants, can't she?
And those of you who've been following the media around the PWR this year, I'm sure you'll have come across the the Platt Room, and LSU starred in that, and you were doing CB's Platts that day. And who's doing everyone's? Well, you're up here with us. You haven't been able to do it. Who's taken over in your stead?
As a girl with many talents, Ala is actually doing everyone's Heine Alas. So she's got a braiding account on Instagram if anyone wants to follow. I believe it's called Bad A Braids, and she does everyone's hair, so that's why everyone's looking so good. Apart from Anne, I did do Anne's this morning at home.
Keeping your hand in there.
Yeah, you've got to keep at it. I don't want to forget. It's not like riding a bike.
Loughborough again, within striking distance.
Got a bit of deja vu here, I think. Hopefully they can convert this time.
Ives Campion towers and brings it down safely. Treader leaving it there for Maud. If it is up to the backs, it's Morale who'll take the first go at Quinns' line. Rowlands, Matai Tonga at real speed, and she breaks the line. Maud needs it as quickly as possible. Cabella lays it back. Ives Campion involved here after winning the line out. Wafer working hard in defence. Belial, again, it opened up for the tight head. Cabella to Hibbert Jones. Wrestles her way forward a little bit more. Treader looks both ways before deciding. Loughborough looking for number 2. And they're that close. Ives Campion stands over the ball. Hibbert Jones, the captain, scores another timely intervention. Daisy Hibbert Jones spotting the moment and bringing Loughborough right back into the first half.
She certainly picked her moments, doesn't she? First of all, with the steal earlier on for Bo, and now to score herself. She knows what she's doing, and she picks the moments when the team needs a wee bit of a lift, and that was exactly it. You can't forget the work of the rest of the forwards, though. That was a lot of pick and goes. That's tough on the body, it's tough on the mind, but they stayed patient, and Daisy managed to get over there.
Yeah, that's 15 now.
So Helena Rowlands gets her first points for Loughborough since coming back after the World Cup. She is off the mark in her PWR season. Cromack. Talking of Instagram accounts, Ella Cromack's got one for her right foot, hasn't she?
Yeah, I think she might. Who wouldn't? With a boot like that, who wouldn't?
Look at the pace again from Belial. Over halfway, she's running free at the moment. Now this might mean a lot more. Ellie Kildun is going to see yellow.
Sorry, I was catching flies there. That was absolutely magnificent from CB. I think the retirement needs cancelled, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's great, thanks.
And you have to think, therefore, that there is a world, and we don't have a TMO, of course, which is why we can't really look at these things, but that if there was one, candidate for penalty try.
Yeah, there could be. Like, who knows? Maybe CB could have done the number on them, beating all the wingers to the try line.
But I don't think you can make the judgment call on who the player is, only that the opportunity is there. So they may well have been able to give it had it been looked at by TMO, but we don't have that facility tonight, so it's just a yellow card. But a great opportunity nonetheless for Loughborough. She is coming back though, Michaeli, too. Just a case of how close was she. Loughborough ball. They move on. Bermudez. Morale opening it up. Matai Tonga lined up, gets it away. Kelter following up and then shrugs away a defender. Looks for more pink jerseys to deliver the roughshod treatment to. Lutui. Rowland, really good press from Quins, but it gets out. Nonetheless, Westcombe Evans is here. She has support as well from Hibbert Jones. Westcombe Evans won't need her. She slices through Bo Westcombe Evans. And Loughborough take the lead for the first time in the contest.
Bo is another one who is definitely eating her porridge this morning, hasn't she? Oh my goodness. She is getting through defenders like it's fun. Something that Loughborough are doing really well right now, moving the ball from edge to edge, really moving Quins around, and you just see there they couldn't keep up with it, and Bo has managed to dot down in the corner. It was absolutely brilliant. And of course she had Captain Fantastic on her outside and didn't need her.
So already Kildun's absence being profitable for Lightning. Rowlands on target from a very difficult angle. She adds 2 more points to Loughborough's tally, 19 points to 14. Lightning in front.
Just keep them tight, Matt.
3 minutes to play before half-time. Matai Tonga kicks straight down the field. Pena, who we've seen precious little of on the right wing tonight rather than the centre, goes off and looking for havoc that she can create.
Just goes for the other footing.
Ellis, it seems an interesting selection. I wonder what Quins fans made of it, but what do you make of it as well? Because Claudia Pena, probably Quins' his best player last weekend against Saracens, moved from a position where she gets more ball at 13 to one where we're seeing her get much less tonight.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't pretend to be a centre and backs expert, but I do think that I would love to have seen her in a position where she gets more hands on ball. As you said, we saw her last week and her feet are outstanding, but also something that's not spoken a lot about her is actually her distribution. She knows when to give the pass and how flat, etc. So yeah, I think it's a shame not to see her in those positions.
Bind. Set.
Not had too many of these in the first half. A meeting of both packs. Matai Tonga, a little hitch kick, and then she goes. Bermudez overran her.
It's all off a foot. Quite on.
Kubaya. Latui and Maud
Hold in front.
and Rowland again with technically contestable, but no one really in the hunt for that one. Orkin with the fast feet. Swords and Quins with the kind of first half that suggests they could
That's all your own players. She's out of the
light
way.
up the remaining minute and a half still and retake the lead off Loughborough.
No, it's not up. No.
It's been a very high
Use it,
quality
let's go.
first 40 minutes from both teams. And this is from sides that haven't won for 3 matches. They're not short on confidence. And Loughborough looking to chance their arm from deep. Morale draws and gives. Westcombe Evans is on the ball again. Here's Kelter. Eyes up Pena. And that is a physical meeting which Claudia Pena rather wins. She stays rock solid with Kelter bearing down on her. Knives Campion gets the ball away. Young fighting hard to bring it to floor. Rowlands takes it behind her. Matai Tonga's been given the ball again. Kabea, this is Lightning. Again, they're organised and attacking best. Areki.
No, not yet. No, 2 to go.
Young. Morale. Hibbert Jones, good sidestep on the inside. Westcombe Evans is out there once more. Westcombe Evans in the foot race to score in the corner for Lightning. She's got there. Bo Westcombe Evans enjoying one of those types of matches. One of those days which has become a scintillating 40 minutes. 2 tries. She sets up another. She is untouchable right now.
Yeah, they're definitely capitalising on that number down, aren't they? They're moving Quins around. They had a hit up on one side, straight into the middle, straight onto the other edge, straight back to the other edge. And unfortunately, Quins just can't live with it right now, especially not with Ellie off in the bin. And also, obviously, just some magic from Bo.
They've got these two teams from opening night, where they combined to score 94 points collectively for everyone's enjoyment to kickstart the PWR in some fashion. And in round 14, they're doing the same. Ryland's attempt to convert falls short, but Loughborough have hauled themselves in front by 10 points, and they've already got the bonus point in the bag as well. 2 tries from Bo Westcombe Evans. Liz Maud scored a cracker from long range. Lightning have been just that little bit sharper, especially as that first half wore on, but Quins, very dangerous outfit. Loughborough Lightning leading Harlequins 24 points to 14.
I'm better in my new era.
Good work from the Lightning. They're making good advancement down the pitch. Latouille has been so good training with the England under-21s this week. Maniela Latouille. Lovely little break. Morel. Kelter outside. Kelter to finish it off. Opening scorer of the afternoon. The USA centre, Alev Kelter, has her 5th try of the season.
Wall. McGillivray. These good hands from these Chiefs. And then a missed tackle on Poulan means she can gallop into the Gloucester Hartbury half. Great pace from Poulan, who backs herself to the corner and scores a beauty. What a try from Sabrina Poulan to equalise the score. What a start here at Kingsholm.
50-22's on.
Oh, we just got pace here from Lovibond as she goes once again, gets the pass away, and it's a drive to the line from the speedster, Charlie Whitman. GB7's flyer. She goes forward, easy try, but what a setup.
Muir, slick hands, good ball to Venner. Venner, one to beat. Venner glides around Poulan. That levels them up at 1-1 for the night. Brilliant finish by Mia Venner. And it's Gloucester Hartbury who strike first in the second half.
Sempt, does well to get away from the touchline, and Apps in support. Liv Apps going for the corner. Powell coming across to try and make the tackle, but it's brilliant finishing from Liv Apps. From Sevens Field to 15 Field. It's a 7th try of the season.
Oh, she should genuinely have put that in at Maddie Fayonati's feet. But a bit more steady from the Chiefs scrum. Tezier tries to get it to Maloney McDonald and finds a target. Maloney McDonald hits the Jets, and it will be a bonus point for Chiefs. Classy finish from a classy operator, and Chiefs will not go home empty-handed.
Well, are they going to play across the face here? They are. Bridges got away. Support on the left. Breach is one of them. They try and hold Pena, and now it's just Jess Breach to show us the pace that she's got. Cover coming across. Jess Breach steering back inside. Vintage Jess Breach. Saracen's 4th try. First point secured before the break.
Thank you.
New era.
Friday night in the East Midlands, and it is the hosts, Loughborough Lightning, who are leading the way by 10 points. They went down early on to Ellie Kildunn's Harlequins, but from there on in, they really took control. It was a great first half. Let's have a look through the highlights and the first 6 tries that we saw tonight. I'll also get the highlights, bring it to air. Ellis Martin, you've got a smile on your face, no wonder, from the Lightning perspective. What a first half.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is the first time in my life I've ever been gobsmacked and lost for words. What a first half from both teams. Absolutely impeccable rugby getting played. Very few mistakes. I honestly don't have anything to say. I'm completely lost for words.
Teams often have a particular passage of play that pleases them because they've been working on it for all week or all season, which maybe fans don't always know about. Was there a moment in that first half that was in that category for Nathan Smith and for yourself?
I would say something that was spoken about a lot this week was moving them edge to edge, moving Quinn's edge to edge, and Bowes managed to get 2 tries from that, and Alicia Maud's managed to get 1. So I definitely think that sort of analysis has come out tonight, and it's obviously made a difference, hasn't it? They're 10 points up.
Does 10 points feel enough in this league? I guess Quins, it's never enough. They have that in their DNA, don't need to come back. But 10 points typically at halftime in this league. What's your view of that? Is that should Loughborough fans at home be feeling secure about this?
I don't think you could ever feel secure. I've been definitely watching way too many rugby games where it gets a bit close to the wire at the end. Scotland fans will know that from the Six Nations last week that France nearly brought it back. But yeah, look, I think there's no amount of points that would be secure here. Both of these teams start really well and are known to start really well. And I did always think this will be a battle of the second half. So we're just going to need to see what happens and keep our fingers crossed.
Well, let's remind ourselves, and especially you at home, if you missed the first half and some of the tries, how we got to this point. Ellie Kildunn back in Quins colours, and it didn't take her long, did it? From a good set piece from Quins, which is their great strength in this league. No one has a better line-out success than Harlequins, and from there they really made it pay. Kildunn outside Matai Tonga and then straight under the posts. This was from turnover ball, Westcombe Evans taking on Kildunn, and you described it as 3 impossible things in a row, Ellis Martin. One, and then this was the second one.
Yeah, I think you forget how difficult it is in that area not to get turned over. You're kind of a bit of a sitting duck, and Bo did absolutely brilliantly there to get her feet in the ground, get a really good ball press, and then Baz managed to clear that so that Liz could pick up the ball and head for the try line. It is a very difficult skill, and it's definitely underrated.
Quins then reasserted their dominance, this time through the forwards, and at the heart of it, Aoife Wafer, Connie Powell on the ball right now, and Jade Conkle finishing it off in the end. But you felt good defence from Loughborough firstly, didn't you, Ellis?
Yeah, I think that Maldy was actually really good. They caused a bit of chaos, they broke them apart, but what Quins did really well is they kept it up and they just recycled it straight back, meaning that the forwards could just take control there, slow down the ball, and again, yeah, obviously Jade dots over as I thought that she probably would.
Hibbert Jones from close range against the forwards and captains squaring off against each other in the tri-stakes. There's Hibbert Jones ready to pounce.
I think it was great here from Daisy just to add a little bit of tempo. It's really quite common in this area that teams slow down the ball, but she just took it quick. She jumped on the line and obviously came away with it.
And lovely backline move and working that edge. I suppose, Ellis, that's a great example of it. Didn't even need the Hibbert Jones edge player in the end. Westcombe Evans getting the first of her 2 tries.
Yeah, look, I definitely think we're going to be seeing Westcombe Evans and Hibbert Jones quite a lot this evening. It's a shame their names are so long, bit of a tongue tie, but yeah, they've been absolutely outstanding so far.
Morale, Hibbert Jones again, and Westcombe Evans. It was all lightning towards the end of the first half.
Deja vu. Hibbert Jones and Westcombe Evans do it again.
And so far, Ellis Martin, things looking pretty good for the Loughborough Lightning social later tonight.
Yeah, look, you always want to win a game when you have a social layer on, don't you? Everyone's in a bit more of a chipper mood. But do you know what? Those girls are game first till they die. They'll always be focused on this first. I get the luxury of being able to think about the social after, but they'll definitely be thinking big thoughts about this second half.
Well, we look forward to seeing it and hearing your thoughts, Ellis, as well. We're going to take a quick break, but the second half coming up very shortly.
New era.
We are Loughborough Lightning. This is our town. This is our home.
Loughborough have a young and community feel when it comes to the fans.
Strong, fearless,
Electric. Ones to watch this season are Ala Latei and Sadia Capello.
I'm going to bring us tackles, fast pace, tries, good rugby.
It's a club steeped in history and culture. We are Harlequins. We fear no one.
The culture we've got as a team is really special.
Harlequins aim, we want to be in the final. I want to run over people. We want to be entertaining. We want to be physical.
We love being a London club. We want to impress the fans.
They'll be there cheering us on, singing the "We Come On You Quins" chant. Players to watch out for, obviously, Ali Kildan.
Of course it's Kildan!
We've also got new recruits like Aoife Wafer. She's an absolute bulldozer.
Hopefully I can bring the same attributes that the whole team have in being brave, physical and entertaining.
New era.
Welcome back, everybody. Quins early out onto the field. 10 points behind Loughborough Lightning at half-time. They finished 10 points ahead of Loughborough Lightning in the first match of the season, remember. 52 points to 42. It ended at the Stoop. A crazy game. And there's statistics out there, Ellis Martin, which suggest the second half might be even crazier, because both these teams have known dips in the second half recently. It's a real work on for Lightning. Nathan Smith has talked about attention and focus for the full 80, and Carmela Morale this week as well in the media round saying that it's really something they've been working on, tactics to keep everyone aware of what they need to do next, and the huddle plays such an important part in that. Will you just enlighten us a bit as to how that can bring your attention together?
Look, I think it's really easy in a huddle to have too many voices, a lot of people talking, loads of points. Something that Loughborough do really well is they all take a breath together, they make eye contact, they have that moment just to ground themselves and calm, and then the point is made, and it just keeps everyone focused, keeps everyone on the same page.
Well, let's see how this one pans out. It's been a thriller so far at the Gardens. 6 tries in all. Hainiala Latui takes the first carry of the second half.
It hits your foot. The reason she drops it is because your foot's in the way.
There was some devilish work on the floor from Lizzie Hanlon, which has led to a penalty. Helena Rowland back up and running properly now. As Loughborough's number 10. They've not been able to rely on her all season. Luckily, Helen Nelson has been in great form. But just when you had them back together, Helen Nelson broke her nose last weekend, so we're unable to see both those two playmakers on the field together tonight. Lightning's line-out is a good one. Ives Campion ensures that. Latui taking on Tweemer, a little wider off that starter play that they use Latui there. Morale pulls it back to Rowlands. Matai Tong got plenty of ball in the first half, as did this woman here, Bo Wescombe-Evans, and she is making points tonight. Missed out on the England camp in January, but what a performance so far, showing everyone what she can do. Morale, lovely take. Hibbert-Jones is here too. She's got a turn of speed on the edge, Daisy Hibbert-Jones. Places it back nicely. Again, Loughborough picking up exactly where they left off. Here's Belial. Another high calibre first half from the prop forward. Areki, lovely pass. Fancy Bermudez is into the 22. Keeps the pass low. Wescombe-Evans goes on the edge. Her legs are taken by Pena, picked up by Cabella. Lightning that close again to starting the second half with a bang. Areki doesn't take it, but it's not gone forward. Maud and Young. Pace has slowed right down, but Latui carries strongly, and now the backs are amassing, and Wescombe-Evans is chief amongst them. Tackled well, this time on the other wing. Morale. This is where the clever play and the sharp thinking is required from the playmakers. Morale, the first receiver. Rowlands, Kelter. Now she can finish. So too can Cabella. Feeds it along to Bermudez. Pena and her tackling on point again. Maud. Areki. Retention is so high here. Quinn's doing well not to give any penalties away so far. Cabella will test their defensive line again. So too will Latui. Didn't quite come at it at the speed that she can do. So Quins can slow her down. McIntosh on the tackle. Belial sliding up to the line, and she scored. A blockbuster first half is backed up now with a try in the second by Christine Belial.
Yeah, like it's exactly what we said earlier, isn't it? With the edge to edge, they were going left, they were going right, they were coming back, and they were very, very patient. I think the girls did really well there to just decide, you know what, enough's enough. Let's just let the forwards take over and get a little bit more direct, and they've come away with a try. And again, for Christine Boyle, I don't know what she's eating. I don't know any of them have eaten. It's a whole different type of energy out there. And you can't even say that Quins weren't defending well. There were some brilliant tackles in there. Fiona McIntosh there was slowing down the ball, really giving time for Quins to get around the corner, but it just unfortunately wasn't enough for them.
Roland knocks it through for all 7.
Yeah,
Lightning
so time off again.
hit 30 after 45 minutes.
Yeah, time's off. Time's off. Yeah, guys, who's your new skipper just last days in the league?
It does seem like Nathan Smith has had a few sleepless nights in the last couple of rounds because of their second half performances and the way that the pace has dropped off for them. It happened against Bristol. They were great for 45 minutes. It happened against Sale last weekend. They conceded 12-point penalties in the second half, Lightning, which really undid them. Rachel Orecki receiving treatment here, so we've got a delay on. In the meantime, Ellie Kildun is back. In the meantime, Jade Conkle has gone off for Quins, so the cast really switching.
Yeah, mate, of course, yes. Anyone? Who do you want?
Rachel Orecki here is
We've still got to play down, so loads of time.
being given very close attention by the medics. The USA international, who will be expecting to go and play in the Pac-4 competition in April
14.
for her country. And Lightning might have 7 players from this 23 involved in the Pacific 4 competition between USA, Canada, Australia and New Zealand.
9 and 14 is the information I've got, guys. Yeah.
I mean, they get to play in some exotic places.
Yeah, we're still
Players for those nations, they really do. I think kicks off in California, they then move to Kansas City. It's Boston after that.
Time, so no rush.
All the glamour spots.
100%. And you know what? Our American cohort are there's something else. They probably don't even appreciate it. They're all brilliant. They're a very fun and exciting group of girls, and look, they all work so ridiculously hard. Actually, I don't have a bad word to say about them.
They're most happy in a Friday night in Northampton, aren't they?
Exactly, and that's what I meant when I said they won't appreciate those locations because they're not going to be here in the Friday night lights with a chill.
Going well so far, isn't it? I mean, 1,400 capacity tickets sold for tonight, rather, here at the Cinch Stadium, as May Sangapolu joins us for the action.
And number 1 as well, guys. So 1 and 12.
As does Beth Wilcock for Quins, for Langi Tuima.
Okay, I think we're all done. Are you happy over there, Rosie?
Early changes for both sides. Nicole Wythe on for Quins.
All good, thank you.
I think Nicole does bring a brilliant energy. I think that was a really good decision to bring her on. She's such a workhorse and she makes such an impact, so she'll definitely make a difference for Quins here.
Well, Recki's back up and running and right into contact, testing out whatever bump she had. The only way you can do, into the action. Matai Tonga sticking at first receiver for now, and it has worked really well, Matai Tonga's involvement there. Rowlands, Morale, Kelter, Wescombe Evans. She's a watched woman right now. Young in the Scotland's training squad in January, Anne Young, hoping to add to her 22 caps, as you are, Ellis Martin, hoping to add to your 22 caps. I've done you a disservice. They're 26 caps, I apologise. My handwriting.
That's okay, don't worry. I honestly couldn't count them myself. I'm not sure what the actual number is, so you've done well there to know that. And yeah, look, Anne has had an incredible last couple of years. She was involved with the Scotland squad for, I think, 5 years before she managed to get her first start. And she's someone that's so relentless and atrocious in everything she does. So it's great to see her start to really excel in that shirt and in this one, actually.
Lucy Burgess is on for Quins. First scrum that she'll oversee. And there is a big recovery job needed from Quins.
I don't need your help at this point, thank you. Yeah, there was an issue with your bind, that's fine.
I do love that typical 9 fashion. Alessia Maud's just telling the referee that that was a penalty or a free kick or whatever it was, and he's just said, look, I don't need your help here. That's his job. Yours is just to put the ball in.
Things scrum halves will try. And also, one of the great ploys, I think Mo Hunt's famous for this, is feigning knowledge of a law when they know it's not that, but pretending it's something else.
Yeah, I can guarantee you right now that she's got no idea what's going on in there. She's just hearing the calls and saying, sir, sir, the weight. She doesn't know what that means.
Set!
Quinn scrum holds. Wafer quickly moves it on and goes a selfie for Wafer. Lays it back nicely. Perfect number 8 play from the Irish international. Then Mikaeli too goes over the top. Quins looking to their big name players as they aim to get back into this contest, and Parry is one of those, and she takes it on herself. Kelter tackles. Wide. So dynamic and able to get over the gain line.
Tackles made, don't push the ball into it.
Burgess.
Thank you.
Wide again. And Burgess picking up the pace, and Sara Svoboda on the carry, the open side. This is Laura Delgado, the Spanish legend at prop, who's just come on. Wythe takes it off anyone else who was hoping to get that one. She is in the hunt for carries right now. Nicole Wythe. Burgess popped off to Svoboda. Second carry the set for her. Wafer now doubles her money.
Tackle!
Lightning's defence so far looking good. Cromack pulls it over. Kildun is here and provides that pass to Freya Orkin, who checks to see who's after her. There's nobody. Lightning had run out of numbers on the right wing. Orkin signs it off, and Quins do exactly what they need to do.
We've got hands that are trying to hold. I think Quins definitely deserved that one there. The forwards put up some fight with carries after carries. They were latching, they were driving each other through contact, and then they've made the decision just to take it wide. I think that was a great set of play from Harlequins there.
So something that went a little under the radar is that Jake Conkler's been sent off for a yellow card just after or around the time that Loughborough scored their 5th try. I'm not entirely sure of the incident, but Quins have scored this with 14 players, no Conkle. Kildun and Orkin finishing it off.
Thank you. So, time's on you, you can go when you're ready. Which way? Thank you, that's it.
So Rowland kicks off, 12 points in it, and there's a sense that there's a lot of road to be run in Northampton tonight. Exciting half hour in store. Here's Latouille. Red Roses squad is announced next Friday, by the way, for the Six Nations, and if rumours are to be believed, Laniana Latouille may well be eyeing up England honours in this year's Six Nations. We shall see. But she's certainly impressed, done everything she could do up to this point in Lightning colours. Morale. Treader was on that carry, but Quins were in there.
I'm going to call that a Svoboda special. I think she's a brilliant operator in and around the ruck area. That is attacking, defensive, jackals, whatever it might be. She's got her hands all over it.
Followed up by a Cromack special. nailed her angle, and
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Quins with another good set piece opportunity here.
Let's go, Queens!
And Ellis, their line out, it's top of the league for a reason. What is it that they're doing so well?
I think their drill is impeccable. And what I mean by that is their lifters get right on under and they boost their jumper right in the air every single time. A lot of teams that starts to slip when the pressure's on, but not for Quins. And then the throw's always on the money. It's always double tops. And there's never that sort of unknown factor. I think as a hooker it's really difficult if you don't know 100% if your jumper is going to be at top of the drill, so you bring the ball down and then it means the other team can kind of get a hand to it. It gets a little bit more difficult, but they're top drill every single time, and that's exactly how it goes.
So Westcombe Evans has extra strapping around that knee of hers.
Quins, happy? Yeah, okay, let's go. Time on.
Hoping to see this double top drill this time around. It'll be commentators' curse that we don't see it this time, but that's definitely what I've seen over this season.
So Connie Powell with the darts, and they nail it again, right on cue. Wafer takes it away herself and sees too much space. She has to eat up those meters. Pena, Cromack, zipped away nicely. Wilcock is into the fray. Kelter has claimed the ball on the floor here off Beth Wilcock.
I think she's gone in for a bit of a wind-up straight after as well, which is just a way for her to get into the opposition's heads. Referee unfortunately does not approve though.
It's a good old ticking off, over-exuberance on the celebration.
And do you know what? She'll feign innocence and I'm happy to back her on that. I was just having fun, sir. But no, do you know what? Mind games are a big part of it, aren't they? When you do something well, celebrating, getting everyone on board, everyone on the same page, everyone gets their energy up, it definitely gives you a little bit extra wind under your wings.
Line out is good from Lightning this time, and Kelter's now on the front foot attacking. Morale and Westcombe Evans, Matai Tonga comfortably keeping their ball in all situations. Meg Davey is on for Lightning for her appearance number 120 for the club, and she has a penalty to oversee right here.
Well, see, MJ is one of our more experienced players, and she brings such an air of calm and control, and it's really great. I think we also just saw Anne Young being told off for screaming in someone's face. It's unfortunate, she was silent there.
Ball doesn't find touch, and Kildun, who since her yellow card has found it difficult to get back into the match.
I think that ball has actually also then just went straight onto the staff sitting at the bottom there. Unfortunately, our manager just got smacked in the head with it.
This is exactly the same as it. Come on.
Treader. Lovely claim from Areki, but not straight.
Quins get into the air.
I think that's really harsh, to be honest. But the difficulty is there when that jumper goes up in the air, it just has to be on the outside hand. I do think that's very, very harsh, but maybe the referee's seeing something that we're not seeing. It could be that Loughborough have stepped out there and then it is actually unplayable for Quins, but I don't know if you get much straighter than that.
It's understandable for a hooker to have very strong opinions on the straightness of the line-outs. We feel your pain, Ellis Martin.
It's an impossible craft to master because it's always your fault, isn't it, if something goes wrong as a hooker. But no, that was a tough one.
So Burgess. And this Quins pack without its Conkle at the centre. She's just come back on, Jade Conkle. Excuse me. They have Jade Conkle back.
She just snuck on for that scrum. She couldn't get enough of them.
Cromack, Pena, now moved into outside centre. That releases Kildan, and Orkin up against Westcombe Evans, and the fleet-footed Freya darts back on the inside. Kelter's done it again though. Turnover ball. Latui. Roylance. Ives Campion places it back, and it's a little loose. McDavie will find Helena Rowland again. Good pass under pressure. Cabea. Westcombe Evans. Number of touches that she is getting tonight. It's like she's playing fly half, not left wing. Quinn's turn to wrestle the ball back on the floor.
I think we're starting to see the mistakes creep in a little bit here. You know, a lot more turnovers on either side, a lot more transition on either side. I think this is kind of what we expected from the second half. Was it to heat up a little bit, as you say, and get a little bit closer. But we'll see what Quins can do with this territory here. That perfect line out, as you say.
Alice, we were looking over some of the stats in the week, weren't we? And the tackle success for both these two teams is in the very much the lower end of the league. It's 7th for Lightning, and Quins are below that, and only Tigers are below them. So to see things opening up in this second half is very much what we would expect from two teams whose success rate is in that side of things. Concord, however, is back. Nothing wrong with either team's attack. It is centimetre perfect. So well structured, and with big carriers all over the park. Aoife Wafer,
don't push the ball into it, it's clearly playable.
chief amongst them for Quins, and she goes again. Mikhaili 2. Now Nicole Wythe. It is the trio of heavy hitters for Quins who start to soften up Lightning. Cromack has pulled this around to the right-hand side, and Parry darts for the line and crosses. And Sarah Parry throws Quins a lifeline.
That was brilliant finish from her there. Look, it's really easy to say that she got given a nice ball and there wasn't much for her to do or anything, but do you know what? That is a very tough finish. She stepped 2 people on the inside of Bo as well, who's had such a great game, and to step out of Latui's tackle is no mean feat, so that's brilliant from Parry to finish that off there. Started off obviously by some great carries from the Quins forward there. That's really coming into the forefront of the game now, and I think that we're going to see a lot more of that in the next sort of 10-15 minutes.
Cromack knocks it over. It's all 7 for Quins. They have the bonus point as well on the hour mark. And Alice, at the start of the match, you said it was great to see Sarah Parry smiling after she dropped to the ball. It's even better to see her smiling after scoring the try.
Do you know, I love when rugby players love playing rugby. Isn't it so refreshing to see? It's unfortunate to see when people are disappointed and frustrated, but I love seeing a smile on people's face.
So 5 points the difference now. The contest back up and running, and Pena back running into knees and shins as she does so often in defence. Here's Sangapolu, likes to run at any type of shoulder, let alone soft shoulders from that position. Areki puts her head down, but look who she's up against, Wafer and Conkle.
Yeah, you can definitely tell from that tackle that Aoife Wafer has 8 dominant collisions per game. It's an unbelievable stat, and you've seen it right there in front of you.
Yeah, and that's both sides of the ball, isn't it, to explain that statistic as well. That's carrying, that's also in defending. And how hard is it just to register a dominant tackle in a game, by the way?
Well, I pride myself on my physicality, and I register about 1 every year. So that is an unbelievable stat from her. That was harsh on myself, maybe a bit more than that. But very much not 8 per game. That is a ridiculous number. And I do think she is leading the board by quite a way by that.
Crouch! Set.
Quins' scrum holds.
Use the ball.
Much better this time. Swoboda's knee drags it back. Burgess to Kildun.
Stop.
Off the outside of the boots, and Kildun hasn't quite found touch. Matai Tonga has claimed it, and she's going to return fire here. It's a useful carry.
No, it's not. Nothing, no wrong.
Beth Wilcock with a great counter-ruck. Quins have got it back here. Burgess, Powell. Lightning having to turn their attentions quickly to defence. As Quins can go out
Tackle now.
and hunt for points here. Conkle. Delgado into Areki. Burgess and Wafer. And they're making meters off the side of this ruck very easily, Quins. Powell fancies a go. Knocks it on. And Loughborough initially looking to run themselves in their 22, but Rowland comes back to kick their way out. Kildun won't let them. Bumps into Bo Westcombe-Evans. She slides Ellie Kildun, but she's packed with power. And that's one of her super strengths. People so often underestimate how much power she has. Hanlon. Conkle with Mikaeli too, latched together, which is a fearsome prospect, like two Power Rangers combining. Swoboda. Burgess. Hanlon. Enough time to think about the dummy to Delgado. There goes Orkin, but she knocks it on. Or rather, Claudia Pena, excuse me. Penalty comes after it, lightning arms in the air. A big defensive set that they've held out.
Yeah, look, that could have been a really big moment, I think. That penalty, that can be the difference definitely between a win and a loss for these teams. All Quins had to do there is take it out the whole thing. I love how I say that as if it's easy. Get another try on the board, and they're sitting even. So yeah, I definitely think that's a big turning moment in this game. Not an easy exit though. They're not on their 5, but this is a high pressure line out throw and then a high pressure possible kick for Helena, so we'll see what happens.
Taken down by Ives Campion. The precision at set piece tonight from both teams has been right up there. Treader has control of this. Swoboda is being a menace.
Yeah, and she's completely legal there. She's come right through the middle, and she's not changed her bind once, so she's completely legal in what she was doing there.
McDavie got it away in the end. Rowland to Kelter. Kelter hasn't been taken down. Davey, Morale jumps to claim it. Very smooth delivery to Matai Tonga. Davey to Latui. She takes on Delgado and gets the better of her. Rowland's back in the pocket, runs out of that though. Knocks it on in the process. It was a quarterback decision and she was shut down by the linebacker that is Beth Wilcock.
You can see her there, a little bit of frustration creeping in with the lack of communication from her other players outside her. I think she wasn't quite sure what anyone wanted there, that's why she went for the carry, and unfortunately it resulted in that knock on. You can just kind of see the frustration creeping in there.
So Helena Rowland is at the same point at which she exited the stage against Sale on her comeback last weekend. We'll see if she is asked to stretch things out tonight with the game on the line. Just 5 points in it. Sadia Kabea on her return is going to take a departure.
You can see that Olive, Kilter and Kids will have matching rat tails, as they call them. Little braids coming out the back. I think there's a bit of a ratty club going on in Loughborough Lightning right now, so I think Baz also has one, and a few others that I could probably name later on.
So yeah, that clock is obviously quite good.
It's a good shot of it just there.
Seems to have a life of its own.
Time on. Come on. Sit, thank you.
Kendall will be included in Wales training camps early this year, along with Meg Davey. So we'll see if we get to see that rat tail in the Six Nations coming up in April or not. Hopefully we do. PWR, of course, breaks for the full 2 months or thereabouts. So all focus can be on the Women's Six Nations.
Use it.
We come back for the final 2 rounds and then the playoffs. There's a long way to run in this season, but this match has really carries significance for both teams in that quest to be in the top 4. And at the moment, Loughborough in the driving seat still. Here's Bermudez and Kelto on the switchback. Now she hits the gas and she's siving through. Loughborough arrive in numbers to support her. Isla Curfey now straightens. Davey, Rowlands, Morale. This is the new woman on. It gives it to Bermudez from Wardby. Arecki. Been on and at it from the very off. Rachel Arecki tonight. Sangapolu delays. Matai Tonga, lovely pass to Kelter, who'll fire it along to Hibbert Jones. And into the corner, Wescombe Evans makes it all 3 for Bow tonight. It has been a show from the left winger. An exhibition of her finishing prowess. And this try might be the one that sees Loughborough all the way home.
I think something that's going unnoticed in Loughborough right now, and something that they're doing absolutely brilliantly, is that forward giving the ball out the back. It's something that is definitely a skill, isn't talked about enough, but to draw in that defender the way that May did here and then get the ball out the back is absolutely brilliant. And then obviously finished off by none other than Bo Wescombe Evans.
Quins just looking to edge back into the contest. Rowlands to push Lightning beyond 10 ahead. It was close, just not quite. 36 points to 26. Lightning restore that 10-point advantage. Arecki watches that really well and then knows where Latui is from the restart. 11 minutes to play in Northampton. Lightning in a great position to get their first win of 2026. Lost a couple of tight encounters in the last 2 matches against Bristol and Sale. They're in as good a position as they can be against a top 4 team like Quins. Treader.
Use it.
Davey.
Hold in front. Loughborough.
Rowlands. That one spiralling, or rather turning devishly away. Prematch gives it to Kildun and it's bouncing around. Kildun takes it initially, then knocks it on. Morale. Chance down from Pena. We'll come back for the scrum, and it'll be a Lightning scrum.
I know what you see there, mate. I just see them stopping and running to each other. The ball bounces horribly backwards. Oh, here's on that face.
Sangapolu risking that, stepping in front of Ellie Kildun, but she doesn't touch the Quins fullback, so nothing illegal. Lightning penalty from the scrum. They're a rare occurrence for both teams this season, but it's come at a very welcome time.
No, it's quite a bit quick, so I've got 10 left. Guys, you happy with that time? 10 left?
Alice, what's gone on here?
Yeah, I think you can just see on that left side a knee has gone down. They did very well not to put any knees down there because she was in a bit of an awkward position. But yeah, just whoever's got that knee down first, unfortunately, it's going to go against you.
Now, this hasn't found touch. Orkin therefore claims it. Loughborough Lightning getting a little bit loose with a few parts of their game. And Kildunners fought her way through Daisy Hibbert-Jones's tackle, no less. Mikaeli too. Cromack. A lot of space here for Parry and for Pena. And Pena's pass is just where it needs to be for Wilcock. Good tackle from Matai Tonga. What a game she's had, the fullback, tonight for Lightning. Wide. And when Mikaeli too departs to go back to New Zealand at the end of this month, Nicole Wythe is ready and waiting to take that 6th jersey. You sense that'll be her role when the season concludes or restarts after the Six Nations. Orkin, little look at where Wafer was. Kildunners in here, but there's Loughborough hands, and they are hands which will win the penalty. And they are hands which belong to Leah Green, just off the bench, and with a very important intervention.
The cut was quick. She was quick. So I've got 71 and a half play.
Now, a reminder for those of you watching on that we have had our selection for the shortlist of the Built for Athletes Player of the Match. Ellis, will you talk us through who the list is? And the poll is now live on YouTube, so you can vote. And we want to hear who you think should win the award. But Ellis, talk us through the candidates.
Absolutely. Look, this was really difficult after the game that some of these girls have had. This has been some brilliant rugby, but I had to say Captain Fantastic Daisy Hibbert-Jones is definitely going to be on that shortlist. She's had unbelievable hands and physicality all game. Bo Westcombe-Evans, again, obviously, that we've said their names enough, haven't we? And then Christine Belial, not only is she brilliant there in the scrums that she was in, but her physicality on the pitch was outstanding. She made 2 clean breaks, and for a tight head prop, I think that's pretty outstanding. And then from Quins, Jade Conkle-Roberts, you could see her leadership and, again, physicality and dominance in the carries. She had to be named.
So get voting and let us know who you think should be the player of the match tonight. Aleph Kelter into contact and bundling away from the first defender. She's slipped that onto Morale, and here go Lightning once again. Green now on the attack. Leah Green straightening. Davey picks and goes herself and sees the line. Meg Davey, she gets through. Lightning arriving. Matai Tonga plays scrum half. Rowland to the blind side. Green juggles with it. Kaylee Powell tackles. Any score here for Lightning and the contest will be sealed. Quins having to defend for their lives and their hopes in the match. Not over if they can defend it here and get down the field.
Use the line, Quins,
But this will put it beyond 2 scores, and that'll be so decisive as Wardbeat thought about reaching for the line and then was repelled. Sangapolu. The next wave gets ready. And Quins very quick to close it down. Hibbert-Jones, the captain, back to the left with Davey, and then rolling over the line, but Quins have held it up.
So just a bit messy there from Loughborough, a little bit of white line fever maybe, a few too many girls going by themselves and unfortunately then getting repelled back by Quins. That was brilliant from Wilcock there, that hold up, a bit of a judo roll to get underneath there. It was really talented.
So Cromack's drop goal attempt goes 40 metres. Matai Tonga will return 20 of those and gets into the 22. Sangapolu. Green. Morale back inside to Kelter. Quins could see it coming, but still difficult to stop. Now they get on it, and this is a really important penalty for Quins to get behind. Can they go up the field now? And of course they'd have to do it twice, but
That low body position from Claudia Pena there was absolutely unstoppable. There's no way you're getting rid of her there. There's no daylight to get under, and she's just gone right on ball.
2 and 5. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Time on.
So here comes Paige Stathopoulos. 18 caps to her name for the USA. 32-year-old and bags of experience for these final stages. Wide to Burgess, and Pena has moved ever more centrally for Quins, but the knock-on here gives Lightning a chance to clinch it. Green. Davey. Rowlands is going to do the full 80 on her home return to Lightning. Lovely break downfield. Here goes Ives Campion. Passes to Hibbert Jones. It's an excellent one, and she carries it low down by her hip, somehow controlling that. Davey and Latui, and then passing on to Curfey, who's fighting hard and still going. Isla Curfey.
No, 17, not now.
Morale. Really good performance tonight from Carmela Morale, and she's going to place it and finish the job. Lightning see off Quins at Franklin's Gardens. Carmela Morale's try is the one that closes the book as Lightning hit 40.
I think that's the exact opposite of what I just said about 5 minutes ago, where they were getting a little bit chaotic, a little bit white line fever. That was the absolute opposite of that. They were working well as a team. They were putting in passes when they needed to go, and ultimately it lands a try. Started and ended by Cam there with that wonderful tackle. She's such a talented young player coming through as well. I know she's been involved in a lot of the England under-20 stuff, and you can really see in training and in games that she's coming into her own.
And she's in the England under-21 squad for the Six Nations series coming up in April, as Rowland shows her prowess from the tee and curls in another 2 points. Loughborough Lightning 43, Harlequins 26.
Isn't it ridiculous as well? I was just thinking that Olive there and Baz and Cam and all these names aren't on the list of the short list for the player of the match, because there's so many players putting in such a shift tonight. It's been an unbelievable game.
Fancy Bermudez claims this as Talia Brody makes sure it comes back on Lightning's side. Stathopoulos. Rowlands.
Stop.
Kaylee Powell for Quins with a nice show and go. Here goes Powell. Opens up Lightning's defence and finds Wythe. Rides the tackle. Conkle slips it on to parry, but it's gone forward, and Lightning again are pouring forward. And they might not be done yet. Meg Davey. Prematch shakes her way through the Lightning line. Conkle. Another evening of great industry from Jade Conkle, which is going to end on the losing side again. Quins are using Svoboda to carry this forward. Pena, little hitch kick and go, and Pena is looking for the ball again.
No, let it go, Quins. You're off your feet.
Lightning with it. Becky Boyd in the 19 shirt. Another one waiting to see if she's selected for the Scotland squad for the Six Nations. That'll be announced next week as well.
Kelly
Powell. and Cromack, and Quins looking to end on a high, as they did against Saracens, but they have drifted out of this second half. Mikaeli 2. Powell. Looped over. Pena off her left hand. Finds a good pass onto Parry. Parry's doing really well.
Not now.
Burgess and Wythe. Low and high has to be the order of the defence when facing Nicole Wythe. Quins still hard at it to try and get this final score of the match. Pena and Cromack, and then Orkin.
Don't go in there.
Maya Mueller in to help out as well. Delgado. Burgess. Ruby Winstanley. Another one in England's under-21 squad for this April Six Nations series. Exciting to see how they fare in that.
Yeah, got it. No, it's not. Stay there.
Mikaeli 2. Again, good discipline from Lightning, not giving anything away so far in terms of penalties. Quins making progress.
Yes, that is time, yeah.
And then into Karis Phillips' hands. And they make a little more progress, and Quins looking so cohesive now, but it hasn't been really that way in the second half. Conkle fights forward. Here goes Karis Phillips again, passes to Svoboda. She's stopped just short. Quins, though, with one more phase, can surely touch this down. They have the advantage now. Wythe standing over the ball. Mikaeli 2 standing over it. Burgess will go to Cromack, though, and look to the backs, and Cromack will use her frame and barge over. And Cromack scores again late on, as she did against Saracens. And Harlequins will have the final say in the contest. Ella Cromack with another try.
Yeah, you can't deny the work of the forwards there to start that off, but a bit of individual brilliance there from Ella to get through 3 defenders, I think it was, to dot it down.
Cromack puts it all the way through. They serve up exciting evenings, these two teams, and they've done it again in Northampton tonight, as they did on opening night when Quins won by 10 points. Here at the Cinch Stadium in Franklin's Gardens, Loughborough Lightning win by 10. It's another big score in the PWR to open up round 14. For Loughborough Lightning, it's their first win in 2026 by a tune of 43 points to 33 over Harlequins. Their charge for the playoffs has been given new life tonight. Ellis.
Good fun. Cheers. No worries. Cheers.
So Bo Westcombe Evans is heading towards her teammate. She's in the subsuits here, and she is and has been selected by you on the stream as the Built for Athletes player of the match. What a performance from her tonight, Ellis.
Yeah, there's not really a lot to add to the videos that have probably already been uploaded to TikTok and Instagram of all her highlights from this match. She was honestly magnificent. I've not quite seen anything like it from her, so I can't wait to see what the next couple games bring, if that's how she's going to be starting out.
And a point made maybe to John Mitchell and the England selectors. Ellis, would you say she obviously wasn't selected in that January training camp?
Yeah, look, 100%. I think selection's a fickle thing, isn't it? And form is also a fickle thing. She obviously had a bit of an injury, had a bit of a struggle, and had a long season last year. And now, I mean, look, yeah, isn't it? Isn't that a little bit of a ticket? Come on, look at me, get me in there now.
And Ellie Kildun, one of the first to congratulate her once the player of the match was made, just joking around with Bo Westcombe Evans. It is going to be, I think it's going to be a good social for Loughborough Lightning tonight. And yourself, Ellis Martin?
Yeah, I believe so. A win always sweetens the deal, doesn't it?
But so important to get this one done, because after 3 losses to go 4 losses, which of course is what Quins are now facing, and we see that moment between Ellie Kildun and Bo Westcombe Evans, and rather lovely that it is.
And you'll be Nathan Smith will be in that huddle there saying, yeah, look, this is what happens when you follow the game plan.
Let's see it in action, see it in 3D. The game plan that Lightning put out tonight was absolutely on point to take out these Quins. And Christine Belisle scoring the first try of the second half. Quins and Sarah Parry would make it a 5-point game again, or rather Freya Orkin did first, and then Sarah Parry scored again. But they were with the momentum at this point.
I think something Quins did really well actually in this sort of midpoint of the game. They didn't let the original scoreline at half-time get them down. They kept the momentum, they kept trying, they kept pushing through, and they did actually come back quite significantly in that second half.
This was Parry's finish, which was very nice from the outside centre.
How many defenders was that? I think I count maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll count a fifth in there as well. I'm not sure if the stats will, but that was an outstanding finish.
By the time Bo Westcombe Evans ran her hat-trick score in, the writing was on the wall. But there was one more score to finish it off. Isla Curfey involved in making an awful number of metres here. The replacement prop, brilliant to see. And then Morale. What a season she's having.
Yeah, I think sending a defender to the floor without even touching them at that close range is definitely a skill worth talking about, isn't it? I think they call that an ankle breaker from Cam there.
So Loughborough Lightning, with a win tonight, move from 8th up to 6th in the PWR, at least overnight. They've overhauled Bristol and Sale now, but Sale tomorrow facing Leicester Tigers, and therefore we assume that will be a Sale victory. A little bit dangerous to play that game, but could well be. But overnight, Lightning up to 6th, and they're just 4 points short of Quins now in the table. And Quins starting this weekend in 4th, so it's really looking busy in that race for 4th place or 3rd as well.
Yeah, I think from 3 all the way down to the bottom, it's a bit of a ridiculous table, isn't it? A single win or loss can send you plummeting down and or jumping up, as we've seen tonight. And it's just such a testament to this league, isn't it? How close it is now. Every single performance has to be stellar from here on out. Otherwise, you could be slipping into 8th place. So yeah, it's all to play for, isn't it?
This weekend has more big matchups, which we'd love to have your company for across the course of it. So to mark your card, tomorrow on the iPlayer, it's Chiefs against Trailfinders down at Sandy Park, as Chiefs in 3rd face Trailfinders in 5th, and that'll weigh heavily on this congested midfield in the PWR. Tigers against Sale, that's on YouTube as well. That's at 1 p.m, half an hour later kickoff. And then on Sunday, Saracens against Gloucester Hartpury at the top of the table for a 12:30 kickoff. And Ellis, do you care to call that last one? Who do you think? Saracens against Gloucester Hartpury, who'll take that one?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? And do you know what? They've actually been playing quite similarly in the latter half of the season. So, I'd love to say Saracens. I still feel there's a bit of an underdog mentality there, even though they're definitely in firmly at the top.
This is next weekend, so starts with a Friday night. Quins again under the lights, but at home against Trailfinders Women. Again, that is significant encounter for Quins, especially now after they've lost 4 in a row. Tigers against Chiefs the following day, again on YouTube. Lightning are under the TNT cameras against Gloucester Hartpury on the Sunday, and Sale Sharks face the Bristol Bears at home. Can Sale continue their remarkable run of form as well? Well, that rounds off the action from our perspective here at the Cinch Stadium in Franklin's Gardens. It's been a brilliant PWR night. And Ellis Martin, the best performance of the season from Loughborough Knightling, would you say? 100%.
They've been outstanding tonight. And look, Quins were brilliant as well. So to come away with a victory in 10 points is really exciting stuff for Loughborough, I think, in the upcoming few games.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for your third cap on the PWR streams this weekend. It's been great to have your company, and thank you for joining us at home, and we'd love to have your company for the rest of the weekend. But whatever you've got planned tonight and across the course of the weekend, have a very good time doing it. Good night.